Hi everyone, my name is Sehar and I'm from Toronto. I'm a second year law student at the University of Windsor. My pitch project is titled Compassion in Commerce Improving Welfare Standards for Animals in Retail. It focuses on improving the treatment of small animals like parakeets, guinea pigs, and hamsters sold in Toronto pet stores. These small animals are often overlooked in conversations about welfare. Before they become a beloved house pet, they're kept in cramped, unsanitary, and unstimulating conditions. This is due to the fact that there is minimal oversight in retail environments and no species specific regulations that pet stores are legally required to follow. As a result, many of these animals experience unnecessary stress, neglect, and preventable illnesses. In Ontario, the Provincial Animals Welfare Act, or PAWS, sets general standards and it requires animals to be given food, water, basic shelter, and allows inspectors to investigate any complaints. However, unfortunately, the law does fall short when it comes to detailed protections. PAWS doesn't outline requirements for things such as enclosure sizes, social interactions for the animals, or environmental enrichment. Additionally, at the municipal level, Toronto's bylaws require pet stores to be licensed and restrict the sale of certain species. For example, the sale of dogs, cats, and rabbits were banned back in 2011. But again, there are no detailed standards for how small animals must be housed or cared for. Now, to better understand the gap, created a comparison between what's commonly seen in pet stores and what proper care actually looks like. For example, parakeets are often confined in small cages without perches or stimulation. However, in reality, they need large horizontal cages, toys, and regular social interaction. Hamsters are kept in tiny enclosures, sometimes less than 200 square inches, despite needing to be in at least 450 to 600 square inches of space, deep bedding for burrowing, and access to exercise, wheels, and tunnels. And guinea pigs, which are frequently sold as solitary pets, are actually social animals that require companionship, hiding spaces, and larger enclosures than most pet stores provide. To address these issues, I'm proposing legislative amendments at both the provincial and municipal level. At the provincial level, I am proposing several amendments to the PAWS Act to better protect small animals in retail environments. First, we need to introduce species specific care standards, for example, outlining minimum cage sizes, social needs, and enrichment requirements for animals like birds, rodents, and reptiles. Staff working in pet stores should be required to complete training and certification in small animal care. I also recommend that stores undergo quarterly veterinary inspections with proper records kept on sourcing, animal health, and any losses that are available to the public. To ensure compliance, the penalties for neglect or poor conditions should be stronger, including higher fines and possible license suspensions. Finally, Ontario should implement a public reporting system so that complaints and inspection results are accessible, both increasing transparency and accountability across the sector. At the city level, I recommend updating Toronto bylaws to better protect animals in pet stores. First, sourcing rules should be extended to cover all small animals, not just dogs, cats, and rabbits. Next, the city should set clearer minimum standards for things like cage sizes and enrichment. Stores that sell small animals should be required to obtain a special license, and all staff should be trained in proper species specific care. Inspections results should be posted publicly so customers know what kind of environment these animals are coming from. Finally, there should be a limit on how many animals can be kept per enclosure to prevent overcrowding and reduce the stress of the animals. These changes would enhance animal welfare, alleviate suffering, foster responsible pet ownership, and promote greater transparency. They would also create a model that other cities and provinces could follow, resulting in improved protection for small animals all across of Canada. Thank you.
The bees need the trees, but without the trees, there's no bees.
We need the bees in the trees, so save the bees in the trees.